Well, if you were looking for an update on the Joss Whedon situation and specifically on what exactly was happening on set and more so why exactly it was happening, well, we got some answers finally, so let's get to it. So just before we get into this, let's go over how exactly the timeline laid itself out. Zack Snyder was taken off the project, and then we heard that he was being replaced by Joss Whedon, and that Joss was going to do the original reshoots that Zack Snyder had intended. Except WB came in and they wanted a huge change to everything. Joss was given about 3.5 to 4 weeks to rewrite everything that they wanted him to, and then to shoot it about 6 weeks total, and then still put out the film in November. So things were thrown together in the most frantic manner, and I think that's a nice way to put it. Literally at like the 11th hour. And we know from previous reports that Joss Whedon and even Zack Snyder, before Joss Whedon took over, was looking at wanting to delay the film into spring/summer of the following year, but WB would not have that. So things went the way they did. Now we're hearing what exactly was happening and what exactly Joss was doing. So essentially, the reports are saying that everything on set was a giant mess. It was a hostile environment, and this is because of how frantic everything had to be done. Everything was tense. Joss Whedon was difficult with the actors because he had to follow the timetable that was laid out, get it done, move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing. And when it came to the executives like Jeff Johns and John Berg, they were also under pressure because their jobs were on the line to meet these deadlines. So they were pushing Joss, and Joss was pushing the actors. Now when it came to these reshoots, they compared pretty much to how it was being done on the main film. But what you have to understand is the fact that most of the time they were on set 16 to 18 hours a day for 6 weeks, non-stop, getting yelled at by multiple people. So you can kind of see some of the pieces that fall into place now on what exactly was happening and why things were falling apart and what exactly was being done, and the pressure that just really I would say snowballed from the top until it turned into an avalanche and absolutely wiped everything out with itself. Now this could also be a part of the reason why WB does not want a full-on investigation, because there was probably things said, done, and sent in corresponding emails and texts to various people that are probably going to shine a pretty bad light on many people. And if you just look at this before you question if they would actually do that, go back to those Sony email leaks and look at some of the things that leaked out that were said in response to pretty much everything what was being said about directors, actors, and even some of their friends behind their backs, and you'll start to see that it's not exactly as it seems, and Hollywood is a pretty cutthroat business.